Okay, so one of the techniques that we do when you have any hip pain related to arthritis or otherwise is called long axis traction. So we'll grab your ankle right about here, and we'll move your leg in a certain position, and then what we'll do is we'll start to pull like that, and that decompresses the hip, and that should feel pretty good. And this is essentially, it's a very relieving technique for individuals with hip arthritis. And so what we'll do is, instead of my hands, we'll use the binding, and this will be secured around your ankle, and then this will hook into the device, and so we'll talk about that later. What we'd like to do right now is show Jessica how the binding has been secured to her ankle, and we want to show her how to get into the Hiptrac and how to use it. Now, she has it directly on her skin, right above these bones, as we show in the instructional video. A lot of people will want to wear a sock. It makes it more comfortable and it's padded. And some people that are really small here, to thicken up their body part there with some socks actually makes it a lot easier. So, okay, so Jessica, go ahead and place the sit bone pad between you and the Hiptrac. Since it's on her left leg, she's gonna go ahead and put her left leg up on the track, and then she'll scoot her hips over so that just that sit bone is right up into the center of the pad. Then she'll lie down. You'll want to make sure you have some wide open space. You can lie a blanket down for her to make it nicer. You can put an exercise pad, a pillow. Some people will even do this on their bed if you have trouble getting to the floor. So she'll grab her pull straps. She's going to pull the Hiptrac into her as tightly as she can while she reaches the hook of the binding into the highest hole she can. Great, that's fine right there. Whatever comes natural and easy. Then her foot will sort of flop out to the side, okay? From there, depending on your healthcare professional, they'll want different angles, higher or lower here. They'll want your foot in a different position here, and they may want the leg in line with the body, or they may want the leg out a little bit. In this case, we'll sort of show you how to have the leg out a little bit. We don't want you to try to use your injured hip or leg to try to lift this and move it out. So what we'll do is we'll relatively move her body this way, so that this leg right here is in line with her. So now it appears as if this leg was abducted slightly. Okay, so at this point she's connected, she's in the right position. So most likely you'll want to have a timer, like a kitchen timer, because you'll be under traction anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes, and so you want to make sure you watch that dosage. A lot of people are in a lot of pain, and so when they do Hiptrac for the first time, there's a great deal of pain relief. And so a lot of people will fall asleep because they're so comfortable. Make sure that you set up a backup alarm, like on a cell phone, so that doesn't happen. Okay, so at this point, what Jessica will do is she'll start using the hand pump to move the track up. So go ahead and rotate the dial. So in this case, she has space, and as you can kind of see on the camera, there's a little bit of space there, and she can rotate that in or rotate it out. When it's rotated out, it's a lot harder to pump, but it'll move the track quicker. But when it gets too hard to pump at higher pressures, you can rotate that in, and then you can fine tune it because it becomes really easy to pump. So we'll start with it there so it doesn't take as long to get up there. So she'll start pumping, and she'll get her forearms behind it so she can really get it moving. And as you can see, it'll start engaging here. It's okay if there's a little bit of slippage right here, as long as it maintains that grab. You don't want it to slip down and hit the top of your foot, okay? So yeah, there'll be some pressure here, but for the most part, it should not be too uncomfortable. And then she can rotate the dial. Let's say it got too hard to pump. Now go ahead and just fine tune it by doing that. That's really easy to pump. And on the hand pump, there's a little red button at which you can release the pressure. So go ahead and press the button to let all the pressure out. Just keep your leg relaxed. Don't feel like you have to pull it all the way back in. Just let the Hiptrac do the work. So then she'll wait there for about 5 to 15 seconds before repeating. So she'll repeat that a number of cycles, again, depending on the overall traction time, usually 15 to 20 minutes, but that can be in intervals of 5 times 4 minutes or 3 of 5 minutes. At this point, let's say that was her last part of the protocol, so we'll want to get her out of the Hiptrac. So she'll put the pump to the side, she'll remove the ischial tuberosity pad between her and the Hiptrac, and then she'll grab her pull straps again, and she'll pull the track into her sit bone while bending her knee. Now at this point, go ahead and stay right there, Jessica. She'll keep the pressure on the straps, but what she'll do is she'll pull her foot up like that as she kind of straightens her knee, and she'll pop right out, and then it'll just go right there. If you have trouble like getting the hook out of the metal track, don't fight with that because you don't want to irritate your hip. Just kind of relax again, reset, and start over. Once out of the track, she'll rest here for a couple of minutes, and then she'll take the binding off, and that completes the session.